That's the harp stone.
Excuse me.
I need 2 places there now. I need 3 places.
There's that mala.
Yeah. That's what you're looking at. You pass that around.
What is this? What is it? Armstrong. Yeah? Yeah? Just what is it?
These represent the 2 5-string harps that were on the Ark of the Covenant.
Sorry.
Stay there for 1 minute? Because she just is not used to being away from it. She's not used to so many lots of kitties. So just let her get reassured with Billy for a few minutes. And then she'll want to go up and walk.
And you're very proud, remarkable.
Get the offer.
Yeah. Have I?
Come on,
Don't waste my time.
It's one of the days that we turn the sovereign seal and we read the proclamation. Are we going to do it today? I've done it already this morning.
Oh, it's up to you.
Huh?
You don't need to do it if you've done it already.
That's the Ohm stick. Pity there isn't a bit of sunshine now. We want to put the shadow on that and show you how,
Here.
they're the 2 5-string harps. That's what they represent. I know there's more strings than that. And they were on the Ark of the Covenant. And that's, you see all the information knowledge for that. That's the, that's the
Oh, yeah, and your daddy and mommy.
Buddy, over here. Look, back away. Back away. I think that they don't want to be personal.
Can you see that? Can you see that? We all know about the harp. The 2 harps. That's the eye we were talking about. You know, the sun this morning. You look through that and you see that's where the sun comes in there this morning. You see those 2 big stones. Now, Cromwell, he camped his troops here, and Arton was his son-in-law, and they desecrated all the stones. All that information was on those stones. and he executed the Bishop of Limerick, Bishop O'Brien. And Bishop O'Brien put the curse of Cromwell on him and he said you'll be dead within 40 days. And Ireton was dead within 8 days.
The son.
Huh?
His son. His
Son-in-law.
son-in-law.
And that's what they were doing here. The way the Irish people would never know where they came from or what they're doing. In other words, they wanted the sovereignty is what they want. All sovereignty comes from God. And that's what's important. But those two 5-stringed harps, that's the eye. And you saw those church, Temple Noah, with the sun coming in there. See the eye? And that's the hub of the wheel. That's the arc of that's the wheel, look. That's the fellows of the wheel, if you follow that around, look. And you have a wheel. And the sun box and the sound box, the first telescope of mankind. The blueprint for the current, how you build your current. Turn it upside down, the present moon. And when you put the two together, latitude and longitude, everything you want to know about our civilization. As I said, all sovereignty comes from God, but no man or woman understands God. But you can understand the Ark of the Covenant that he gave us, and that's the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark is only the box that carries it. And the Hebrew people lost that. You never take the harp to war. And that's what they did. And they lost it, and they came here looking for it. They dug up the tower. This is old Grange, and that's how they did it. That's the first string. There's 5 strings, your hands. You stand and you look at south. Look, there's your 5 strings. And you put the sun ship and the moon ship. As the sun is after rising there, that grows all our biomass. And you put the two together. That's your intellect and reason. How every child has that. And that's how you understand planet Earth. We showed you those grasses. You see, farming, they were talking about farming this morning. And it grows up as far as that. Look, this is the summer solstice, so those grow up to that. And then in winter they go right down to the ground, there's nothing. And then on the 21st the whole cycle starts again. And that's the origin of our farming in that. And that's why it's important to know that. But that's your first string, it's your plumb line, your straight edge, your measuring tape. It's written in Ogham, which is the first structured language of mankind. The second is hieroglyphics. And that's what's very important, that we know where all that comes from. And it's the eye, that's why it's there. And Cromwell, he broke, when they were here, they were using the Brian Brew harp at a later stage here, and they took the eye off they broke that. They also that's Anno Domini, the 2 5-string ones, the 2 of them. Whereas that's much older, the harp on its own. And the 2 sovereign seals then, when you put them up to the mirror, you see the harp of the psaltery. With that sound coming out it is, so I might be able to do that for you now. Oh, this is how man learned, look. See the image on that, on the stone? That's your first cinema. You know, your television.
Yeah.
You know, everything you want is on that. The sundial, the compass, the wheel. Imagine those are strings. And that's the Abraham and Moses stick that they came out of the desert. Look, can you look? You don't look at the stick now. Look down at the shade, and you see the sundial. You see the compass and the wheel. That's what that is about. And that's what your ancestors were teaching here, and that's what they left knowledge for you. Now, how they made the circle. You put down, that's the ohm stick again. You see the shade? That's your sundial, your compass, your wheels. The sun could be a little brighter. It's coming out, look.
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Light and shade. And that's why you come in on this side in the daytime. Some people do 3 rounds of this, and in night time you do the other way around. You follow the moon. The moon goes that way and the sun that way. And that's the difference. If you do it when they were trying to put curses and things, they did it the opposite. There you are now, look. You see it now?
Yes.
So there's your there's your watch. You're measuring time. It's all about measurement. And it's all about, that's what it's all about. Mathematics, science, and that's the first computer known to mankind. Everything is on that for our, And as I said, nobody understands God.
Yeah.
But you can understand all that information because your intellect is with your five senses. And that's what it's about. But you put down that stick and you take your string from the much bigger and you walk around and you make the circle. And that's what it is. And you stand in that circle. That's why you're the sovereign. You're in the center of all that knowledge and information.
Oh.
And that's truth, knowledge and information. If you want to build something,
I was doing that beyond in New York,
there you
and
are.
an architect.
There you are. That's
I
where
fell
it
out.
comes
I
from.
fell out big time with an architect.
And there you are.
Yeah.
Look. And that's all. That's your measuring tape, your plumb line, your straight edge.
That's
what
right.
our ancestors had. And to you know, in buildings and the cross, you know, cross. You
Yeah,
build it and
when you-
then
When you're putting in a radius,
right.
that's the only, you have to take a pint from somewhere,
Yeah.
and then when you stick a stick
Yeah.
type in the ground, and you get your measuring tape.
And you
And-
cross it,
Yes,
and that gives you the square.
exactly.
It's all about mathematics, science, but this
Yeah.
is where it comes from.
Yeah.
That's 10,000 years. Your ancestors, 10,000 you know today because your ancestors knew it, and that's the information they carried. And why aren't all the children in the state being taught that information? You know, instead of drugs and everything else.
But
and-
what do you think of an architect, a big shot architect, that hadn't a clue what he was talking about?
Yeah, well, he got well paid.
Yeah, but
It's about money.
he was
today.
getting more. He was getting better paid probably than I was.
But Vincent, who's a builder as well, he understands, you know, all that. You go back to the foundation,
Yeah.
and that's all we're doing. Go back and telling you
Right.
what. We're not asking you to
Yeah.
go back yourself, but just where it came from and where the knowledge was carried from.
Yeah.
And you're talking about from the Middle East right across Europe and North Africa to here. And when they found that was all a floodplain. I remember when that was all a floodplain. They came from the Shannon by boat. They found the sacred, you know, though. On the side of the road we look at, they've taken away the thing. I said to you, there's Carrigal up there, right? Where we're up at those two stone circles. There's your two stone circles up there, right? And you put them back to here, to the clock and caution, the half stone. And there it is, you'll see the measurement there, that and that. And that's how you measure it. And they went and took them away deliberately, as I did it for the European Union.
You
And
did?
that's it. And that's, yeah, the European Union flag, they're not stars, they're the only issue. 3 wise men riding around in camels, it's for children. They're following the harp, the covenant between God with all the technology. You can't have anything without that. It's the first computer known to mankind, and that's where it's coming from. But they don't want you people to know it. But you look at Carrigal, those two stone circles, going back here to that, and that's it. There's the alignment, and it's a triangle. What I'm telling you. There they are up there. They're not. You saw where one was there, and there's the harp stone. So that's truth, knowledge, and information. Put the two together. There's your harp. There's the wheel. That's the fellows of the wheel. The strings become the spokes, and that's the hub of the wheel so man can travel the world. But that's the blueprint for the curragh. That is the blueprint. That is the hub of the wheel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also the eye,
Put
is
your
it?
axle in there, but it uses many forks. It's an eye for alignment to those churches and things. You know, the light running in here, the 21st of June. See the way it comes in?
Yes.
And then the sun rises way back here, and it goes down there in the west, right?
Yeah.
But in the 21st of December, it'll be much shorter. You know, I put that down on the ground so nothing is growing, and it'll be coming there, and it'll be going down over there. So you have your compass, your wheel. That's where they all comes from.
But you do the same thing in construction.
Which is that's where it all comes from,
Yes. If you're laying out a pair of radius walls, it will say an entrance going into a house.
right?
You've got to reach a plane.
Right?
Then you've got to be able to measure that plane.
Right.
You've got to be able to stick a pint
Yeah.
someplace.
There's your point.
That's right there.
Yeah.
And then you get your measuring tape.
Yeah.
And
There's
you
your
put-
measuring tape.
You put down your plaster in
Right.
the ground
Right.
first, and then you get your measuring tape and you get your trowel, and you go along the plaster
That's
like
it,
this,
That's it. That's it.
and
that's
you mark out the line in the plaster, and then you go and you lay your bricks or whatever to that line all round about. And that, if you have that dead level, then that's your first course done, spot on.
Spot on. And everything is spot on after that.
Exactly.
That's the
But you
point.
have
If
to-
if you miss that, you
Yes.
don't know, everything is wrong after that.
Correct.
Is that right?
Correct.
But that's why but this is, I talked about our ancestors 10,000 years ago, had that knowledge. Your ancestors, you don't have that knowledge that you think you had in America. When you were, your ancestors had it 10,000 years ago here. And that's what's so. And wouldn't you think that the problem we have is the provisional government? And since the 6th of December 1920, when King George V usurped the sovereignty of the people and of Lough Gur and imposed the British apartheid system for the 26 and 6 counties of Ireland as an Orange Free State and the provisional government. And they've been controlling Lough Gur ever since then, and controlling the four courts. Because Britain doesn't have a sovereign government, it has a royal government, royal courts of justice and a crown force. Sovereignty comes from God. And in 1155, Pope Adrian IV illegally and fraudulently gave it to Henry II. Somebody mentioned about our harp up on the French fleur-de-lis, and it's true, and they had to take it off. And Henry VIII, he usurped the sovereignty of God, and he declared himself Diamandot, that he was equal to God. And that's why Britain doesn't. All sovereignty comes from God, but no man understands God. So he gave us the Ark of the Covenant with all the information for this planet Earth and our civilization.
Yeah.
Measuring tape, plumb line, straight edge, every computer, that's where they all come out.
But it's an awful pity, Billy, that you weren't with me abroad in New York in a place called Dinflas Boulevard that time when I was having the trouble. My God, you would have sorted it out very quick.
No, I wouldn't have, but I mean...
Oh, you would, yeah. Oh, you would.
I wouldn't. Every child can do that. I mean, I'm just passing on the information.
Well, you would, Paddy,